Welcome guys. While there are many great things that JavaScript can do because it works directly in the browser and it's the perfect tool for developers, but I'm going to give you 4 things that JavaScript cannot do even today. So let's check them out. Hey guys, if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Syed and I create courses. I teach over 1 million students online. I have over 1,000 courses working on the Team ClayDesk platform. So in this video, let's move forward with those 4 things that JavaScript cannot do or you may not know already. The number 1 thing that JavaScript cannot do is it cannot write files on the server without the help of a server-side script. And of course, part of these limitations, there's no way to work around these limitations, which is of course this first one. And anyone who claims to be able to perform any of the following tasks that I'm about to mention using JavaScript has not fully considered all of the aspects of whatever it can or whatever it is that they are trying to do. So let's move forward with our number 1 tip first that JavaScript cannot do. Is that it cannot write to files on the server without the help of a server-side script. Now, using Ajax, JavaScript can definitely send a request to the server, and this request can read a file, let's say in XML format or plain text format. But what it cannot do is write to a file unless the file called on the server actually runs a script to do the file write for you. Also note, JavaScript cannot access databases unless you use Ajax and have a server-side script from the database accesses for you. So this was the number 1 tip. Let's go to the number 2 item. JavaScript cannot read from or write to files in the client. What do I mean by this? Even though JavaScript is running on the client computer, right? That's the one where the web pages are being viewed. It is not allowed to access anything outside of the web page itself. So it only works within that particular web page. And this is done for, of course, security reasons, right? Since otherwise, a web page would be able to update your computer to install who knows what. So it's very easy to install malware if that was the case. So the only exception, however, to this are files that are called cookies. And we know what those are, which are small text files that JavaScript can write to and read from. Now you know how everyone knows what you're doing on a web page, right? Where you're clicking on a web page, what's going on, how often do you visit a web page? That's all done through cookies and controlled by JavaScript. So that JavaScript can do. But what it cannot do is cannot read from or write to files in the client. So the browser would restrict access to cookies so that a given web page can only access cookies created by the same site. And JavaScript, by the way, note, cannot close a window if it didn't open it, right? And again, for security reasons. Let's move to the number 3 tip. JavaScript cannot access web pages hosted on another domain. So even though web pages from different domains can be displayed at the same time, that's not a problem, either in a separate browser windows or in maybe separate frames within the same browser window. JavaScript, however, running on a web page belonging to one domain cannot access any information about a web page from a different domain. Why is this so? Well, this helps to ensure your privacy. The private information about you that may be known to owners of one domain is not shared with other domains whose web pages you may have open concurrently, right? So at the same time, you have working on 2 domains, it's not going to share anything. So it cannot access web pages hosted on another domain. Now, how do you do it? The workaround, the only way to access, however, files from another domain is simply do an Ajax call to your server and have a server-side script access the other domain, right? So that's the only way you can do so. All right, let's move to our number 4 and the final tip that JavaScript cannot do. It cannot protect your page source or images. What do I mean? So any image on your web page downloaded separately to the computer, displaying the web page, so the person basically viewing the page already has a copy of all the images by the time they view the page, right? The copy is kept in cache, and you have all of these images that you've already downloaded as soon as you visit a web page. So the same is true of the HTML source of the web page. So the web page needs to be able to decrypt any web page that is encrypted in order to be able to display it. So keep in mind, JavaScript cannot protect your page source or images. So let's say you have an encrypted web page, and that may require JavaScript to be enabled in order for the page to be able to be decrypted, in order for it to be able to be displayed to the web browser. So once the page has been decrypted, anyone who knows can easily save the decrypted copy of the page source. So that's why JavaScript cannot protect your web page or images, or the page source or images. So I hope you guys like this. Put some comments below. Let me know. Share this video. If you have any questions, post in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification so you get notified with the latest and greatest updates on all of the technology related industry. And also, if you haven't checked out, look at the description below. I've placed all the required links for you to enhance your knowledge and understanding. So with this, I'd like to see you guys in my next video.